This is probably going to be one of my most controversial videos in this series. I fully admit it. But let me ask this question. Would I buy Dogecoin in the bear market? In my answer, I'm just going to spoil this right now and give you an explanation in the rest of the video. But my answer is yes. And that might not be controversial in and of itself. But I want to tell you that my answer is actually a very enthusiastic yes. Yes, I would absolutely buy Dogecoin in the bear market. I mean, we have seen in Dogecoin, a crypto, which has twice now done at least a 100x from its bear market bottom to its peak. So yes, do I expect that to happen this time around? Probably not. But yes, I am absolutely going to be buying Dogecoin in the bear market. And so give me a chance to explain myself in the rest of this video, and we will explore whether I'm crazy or not. All right. So first of all, the all-time chart, it looks kind of weird. Dogecoin launched on December 6th of 2013, which you could try to convince me that I'm a little crazy. Here's my personal, that I'm a little sentimental here. Okay. Here's my personal email. Here's an email dated December 20th of 2013. Dogecoin was 2 weeks old, and you can see I paid $19.50 for 7,500 Dogecoin, which was way too big of an expense. I paid way too much for it. I wanted some Doge. You know, I heard about it from my brother. I wanted some Doge, and so I am one of the earliest Dogecoin purchases, you know, and this Doge ended up getting stolen. And so maybe I'm crazy. And maybe you think that Alex is just being a little too sentimental here, but I already made a case in one regard that from its bear market bottom to its peak, Dogecoin did a 100x from the bear market bottom in 2014, 2015, 2016 to its peak, and then also from 2017, 18, 19, 20 to its peak the day that Elon Musk went on SNL. And so, again, I mean, even if we're looking at a fraction of that kind of a return, I am in. And could I expect a 10x? I think it's reasonable to expect a 10x from whenever the bear market bottom, wherever that is, to where we're going now. So Dogecoin peaked in 2017 at 1.5 cents, I think it was 1.7 cents. You're not going to see it very well on coinmarketcap.com. It bottomed out, I think, somewhere at 1/10 of a cent. And so about a 90% drop, if I'm doing that right, about a 95% drop. And at the very least, think about this. Let's say it went back to 1.7 cents. That would have been a 20x. But instead, Dogecoin had this insane, what do you call it? Like a paradigm shift, and did a 300x. I think it was more than a 300x. More than a 300x from its bear market bottom to its peak. Those days are long gone. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity for Doge. But man, you know, here's the thing that gets me excited about buying Doge is like, I just think that Dogecoin is going to bottom out at a fantastic price. I mean, really, even now, you know, Bitcoin is hanging right around its previous cycle top. Dogecoin, on the other hand, is about 4 times its previous cycle top. I think it has further down to go. You know, so maybe we'll see Doge around 3 cents, around 2, or man, I'd be praying for a penny. If it got down to a penny, I would be so excited. And so let's just say Dogecoin went to 2 cents. And then let's say it didn't even put in a higher high, but it went, you know, I would think even just the momentum of the next cycle coming, the next Bitcoin halving, that it would possibly put in a scam pump to 40 cents. And I think that would be worst case scenario. That's a 20x from a bottoming out of 2 cents. And even from where it is now, I mean, what is that? That's about a little more than a 6x. I will gladly take a 6x. And, you know, I really think that this is just a safe one, okay? So, like, I hate to say it, because Dogecoin is not going to die. It's not going to die for a very long time, and this bear market is certainly not going to die. What the death of Dogecoin would look like would be something like a scam pump to 40 cents next cycle, and then after that, it would die. That is what it would look like, but it's not going to go to zero between now and 2025. It's just not. And so let's ask these questions. Would I buy Dogecoin? So first major category is timing. Was this cryptocurrency created before or after April 14th, 14th, 2021. Obviously, it was before December 6th, 2013. If before, will the next cycle be the second, third, or fourth cycle for this cryptocurrency? It is very close to being the fourth, but it will be the third. And question 3, if third or fourth, did the cryptocurrency put in a higher high and a higher low each progressive cycle? If yes, my answer is likely yes. And that's the case with Dogecoin. If no, my answer is likely no. Now, it is it is concerning to me how much of a higher high Dogecoin put in comparison to its previous cycle. Like I said, this was a new paradigm. It entered into uncharted territory. But so with that in mind, we really need to ask ourselves the question, what are the chances that Dogecoin is going to put in a higher high for the next cycle? And that's where I'd get a little bit hesitant to say that Dogecoin will put in a higher high next cycle. It's just, like I said, even a scam pump, I would say worst case scenario, let's say 6 cents is the bottom, which I highly doubt. Well, let's say 6 cents is the bottom for this cycle. And in 2024, 2025, we see Dogecoin get up to 40 cents. I will gladly take that. I really do think that's the worst case scenario. But again, higher high. Here's the Dogecoin Bitcoin all-time chart, and you can see Dogecoin just entered uncharted territory. And so I'm not expecting. I would expect for the remainder of this cycle, at least, especially in the bear market, for the Dogecoin Bitcoin ratio to go back down to earth. And then next cycle, I very much would not expect it to go all the way back up to this high. But, I would expect, some kind of something similar where we have, Dogecoin Bitcoin pump and then settle down. And then next cycle, Dogecoin Bitcoin pumps, settle downs. And then this time around, another Dogecoin Bitcoin pump. And then we're going to see it settle down, go a little bit down, maybe all the way back down to whatever that high was on February 1st, 2014. And that will be some kind of level of support. And then we'll see some kind of really quick pump, I think, next cycle, and then it'll be time to sell and wash, rinse, repeat, perhaps for the following cycle. And I do very much want to temper expectations with this. And so let's talk price predictions. I would honestly say, all right, bear with me. I mentally prepare yourself that Bitcoin is not going to reach a new all-time high next cycle. At least mentally prepare yourself for that possibility. So if that's the case, you are not burned by being a bag holder of Doge. I personally would start selling somewhere around 30, 40 cents. Not a lot, but a little. But what can we expect? Are we going to expect Dogecoin to go to $10? I would be willing to bet everything that I own that Dogecoin is not going to $10. That would make it more than a $1 trillion asset. It's not happening. And so again, temper expectations. What's the absolute best case scenario I could see? Maybe something like $3, but even that, it's like, that just sounds insane to me. That's almost $500 billion market cap. Even that for Doge. Even at 75 cents, Doge was pushing a $100 billion market cap. That just sounds insane to me. And so really, man, gun to my head, 70 cents. How about that? Not a higher high. Best case scenario, $3. Maybe you could realistically expect to see $1 or a little higher than $1. But again, think about this. Think about Dogecoin going back down to this level right here, a 0.0000278 range in its Bitcoin price valuation. Maybe that puts it around 2 to 3 cents or something like that. 2 to 3 cents to, I said 70 cents. It's a 35x. So I'm just not going to get too greedy. I'm not expecting a 100x for Doge, but I am expecting something significant because Dogecoin just flatlines. That's what it did. It flatlined from 2013 when it was created to 2017, had that big run, which is hard to see on this chart, and then it just flatlined again. And I'm just expecting the same thing this time around. I'm expecting it to flatline. And then I'm expecting a big, quick run, and then I'm expecting it to be over. Just like what we saw here. That was very quick. So over a span of 3 months or so. So, yes, I am buying a lot of Dogecoin. If I were to think of a percentage of my portfolio, it would be somewhere between 5 and 10%. And I know that that might sound crazy to you. That may sound way too aggressive for you. I just can't picture anything less than what, a 6 or 7x. And that would be, in my opinion, the absolute worst case scenario. And so absolute worst case scenario, 6 or 7x, of course, unless the economy collapses, then all bets are off. But all things remain equal. We get inflation under control. The DXY cools off a bit. Yeah. Conditions line up. I would expect much better than a 6 or 7x from the bear market bottom to wherever it peaks. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm crazy, but that is all I have for today. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Comments in the comment section. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you have not already as well, because this is part 8 in a series of 1001. But otherwise, I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.